CeX. Hello, Jake here, and today we're going to be sinking our teeth into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The latest installment in the series, Valhalla hands you the role of Eivor, a Viking warrior with a mighty quest that brings them to the dark ages of England. Heads up, I don't have my PS5 yet, thanks COVID, so I've played this game on PS4, but it does come with a free upgrade to next gen, which is very cool and I'm very excited about, so when my PS5 turns up, I'll definitely be giving it a go on that. But let's get down to it. If you've played one of the Assassin's Creed games of recent generations, like Odyssey or Origins, then you probably saw this part coming, but the environmental design is absolutely gorgeous. Detail is everywhere. While it might not feel quite as grand as the skyscraper Greek god statues of Odyssey, where Valhalla thrives is the novelties. The maps are sprawling and detailed, from the surface of every tree trunk to the stones in every Roman ruin as you explore the countryside. The countryside feels very English, like I'm really not very good at placing exactly how they make these things feel so authentic, but coming from the area of England that this game is set in myself, I was really staggered by how familiar it felt to, run through the fields and, get mud on Eivor's boots. Eivor can be played as male or female and is still Eivor, differing from Odyssey's approach of making you either Alexios or Cassandra. The first thing that struck me stepping into the role of Eivor was the detail of the character models. Well, some of the character models. I mean, the detail sometimes varies from character to character, just like it did in Odyssey, really. I mean, sometimes, the almost perfectly lifelike Eivor will have a conversation with an NPC that looks like they were built in The Sims 2 years ago. But anyway, I found this a few times playing as Alexios in Odyssey too, but honestly, it doesn't really bother me. It's clear that they put the lion's share of the time in the right places. This is another 60-hour game, and although the main story has some exciting twists and turns, you might find yourself skipping a few cinematics along the way. The main quest is a lot more focused than it was in Odyssey, and it feels like they're headed into a sort of curated story direction a la kind of God of War. They're a long way off it, but it just feels like that's the kind of vague direction. And there's still plenty of ways to spend your time if you don't fancy progressing the main story. My favourite being building your settlement, Ravensthorpe. I am an absolute sucker for any kind of village building mechanic, and after building shops and crafting facilities and such, your settlers sometimes invite you for a little chat or a walk round or a mini quest, and it's adorable, and I've spent a lot of my time just enjoying developing Ravensthorpe. Valhalla begins with a lengthy prologue set in Norway to set up the story for the rest of the game, and to give you ample time to absorb all of the mechanics and abilities, like that first island in Odyssey, basically. And just like in Odyssey, I actually found this made the game start kind of a bit slow. It took a while for the action to really spin up and really get me invested, do you know what I mean? In Valhalla, this was also where I noticed that there's still quite a lot of bugs to work out in this game, like I was sticking in some bits of scenery, some quest markers weren't appearing, and, those kind of things seem to go away, but hopefully they'll be patched out soon. I'm going to give Assassin's Creed Valhalla 4 out of 5 stars. The truth is, although I might have had a few gripes, they're all surface level, and that barely makes a dent in the armour of the game overall. Valhalla is a massive, gorgeous, exciting game, and I can't wait to sink all of the rest of my lockdown time into it. But what did you think of Valhalla? Let me know in the comments below, and for all the latest movies and games, visit us in-store or at webuy.com. See you next time!